Lin Qiang has traveled 18,000 miles across the highest place on Earth, Tibet. The China National Geographic magazine photographer has crisscrossed the region doing what he does best, photographing rivers, mountains, forests, and the Tibetan people. There are more than 40 photographs displayed here, but for Lin, each photo has its own story behind it. But Lin says there's only one message he wants to convey through his work, and that is how drastically Tibet has changed over the last 60 years.
I want to use my works to show to the world these beautiful shots of Tibet, a sight that they certainly can't see every day.
Lin has been photographing Tibet for the last 30 years.
Looking at these photos makes me think that our country is really beautiful.
China's investment group Zhongguo Yingtai Corporation sponsored the showcase and used the nearly $200,000 in proceeds to fund medical care for those suffering from cataracts in the Sichuan Gansu area. But most of the proceeds will be used to pay for schooling for underprivileged students in Tibet.
70 to 80% of students in Tibet University come from rural areas, and some have been given scholarship from the government. And we hope through this donation, we will be able to send more students to school in Beijing or other developed cities.
Lin's photos are not just nature snaps. Some feature Chinese soldiers stationed at border areas, sometimes at heights of more than 15,000 feet above sea level. Lin talks of the sacrifices he says Chinese soldiers have made to maintain the peace in this sometimes volatile region. Critics accuse China's military and security forces of heavy-handedness in Tibet. One thing that Lin says does worry him is Tibet's deteriorating environment. He says things like pollution have worsened in the last 30 years.
I want to urge people to protect the environment as if they were protecting their own eyes. I hope that our future generations will be able to still see the beautiful land of Tibet and how much we love our land.
Tibet, of course, is famed not just for its beauty, but also for Beijing's controversial policies there and the recent riots and unrest. In March last year, rioting there left 22 dead and hundreds injured, according to the government. Lin says he hopes his photographs paint a more positive side of Tibet and help to heal some of those wounds.
Through these photos, I hope to be able to improve the communication between the two sides and promote national unity.
Lin says he's confident things will improve, and he says improvement will come about more quickly if the government does more to help the Tibetan people. Sylvia Gunawan, BON.